was PGTI's maiden visit to Kashmir.
Jammu Kashmir is like the Switzerland of India, and that's true.
It's a welcome break for all the professional golfers.
I quite enjoyed it actually.
In the middle of the Indian summer, players loved the cold and pristine Pahalgam.
Every single shot you hit, you get such good, amazing view.
It's really good to be here.
Looking at the scenery and how picturesque it is, it's lovely to be here.
It ended with OP's victory, but the golfing fiesta in the heaven on earth wasn't over just yet. A day after the J&K Bank Pahalgam Masters, the PGTI caravan drove down a couple of hours to the heart of the valley. To Srinagar, the capital of the state of Jammu and Kashmir, for the Kashmir Masters at the famous Royal Springs Golf Course. Idyllic setting for the third Super Series event on the PGTI calendar.
PGTI and any professional championship has not been held since 2003, and it's a really welcome step towards J&K for development of golf, for the development of game itself, for development of tourist traffic, tourist trade related activities, because whenever these pro come, there is a lot of print and media and newspaper and print and ad media involved into it, and this brings to a different level the publicity of the course. And whenever these pros travel, like a lot of money is pumped into it, and this is a really good step for the economy of the state and for the sake of the game.
With the Dal Lake on one side and the Zabarwan Mountains on the other, the Royal Springs present an enchanting sight to the sore eyes. The 300-acre course was carved out of a city forest at the turn of the century. Equipped with all the modern golfing facilities, the Par 72 Royal Springs Golf Course isn't just a scenic delight to those who walk its fairways and greens.
It's a very challenging course. We have hired at the time of construction the best golf designer of the world, Robert Renjohn II, and here the strategic placement of marshes, swamps, water bodies, bunkers, and the way the terrain of the green, it's very strategic, and that rises the level of difficulty to a different level. And there is a very unique feature about the greens of this golf course. It's very difficult to read them. Somewhere if you think at the fourth of the green, if you think it's an uphill putt, but that's actually the downhill. So for the new golfers and the pros who have not actually played on this golf course, it's very difficult to read the greens.
And the PGTI pros, most of whom were playing here for the first time, vouched for the challenge.
Reading the lines here is quite tricky. They move away from the mountains towards the lake, so even if the slope is going one way, the ball tends to go towards that.
You know, your downhill putt could be slow and a putt going up the hill could be fast, so you really need to know the greens well.
But the tricky slopes of the greens weren't the only complexity the golfers had to deal with at the course. The rough made it tough too.
The rough is really up. I don't think we play this kind of a rough any time of the year.
If you don't hit your tee shot in the fairway, you're going to be punished for sure. So every roll, when you hit it, just when the ball is rolling off the fairway, you're kind of like, please stay in the fringe. Because as you get in the rough, it's thick rough, you won't be able to hit your shot to the green.
I think this is a true championship golf course, and the way they've set it up with the rough up, it's a good test. All 18 holes play fair, but the difficulty level is quite high with the rough.
So the 4 par 5s, 10 par 4s and 4 par 3s, totaling 7,238 yards of this 18-hole course, truly made it a test of the skills. Yet, the charm of the course wasn't lost on even the hardened pros. For them, Royal Springs was the most picturesque golf course in India.
Absolutely. I mean, yesterday we were just walking down the 14th tee, and I took a couple of pictures. It could have been anywhere in the world. It was just fantastic. I mean, lush green and with hills surrounding and lake on the other side. We don't get to see courses like this often, especially in India or in Asia as well. I think the signature hole number 5 is one of the most beautiful tee shots that you can find. You can see the entire Dal Lake, pretty much see most of downtown Kashmir from the tee. So it's one of the most beautiful tee shots that you'll hit.
I didn't know that there's such a good course in my state, since I belong to this state. So it's absolutely a pleasure playing here.
But the charm of the course isn't just in the scenic views. The flora of the region has found considerable space on the course and an honourable mention besides every hole.
In a way, we are also promoting hortitourism, wherein people, when he starts, okay, this is par 3, this is 7, this is an almond hole, he will actually look around and just try to spot the almond tree. And this gives altogether a different thrill to a visitor, to a tourist, where he actually sees the almonds, growing on the tree, and then he can pick up the almonds, eat it, and hit a shot. So this is a best step for promotion of the hortitourism.
And there were a few golfers who made the most of being around such rare and rich fruits.
I enjoyed it. I mean, probably on hole number 8, I got one because Mukesh was standing there. So I asked Mukesh, have you noticed any good trees? So he's like, yeah, for you, I've already done it. So showed me on good trees. So I had the apple. So amazing, very good taste.
But Chika and the rest of the 120 professionals team of the tournament couldn't afford to get distracted by the beauty and the serenity of the surroundings. The Kashmir Masters was a 50 lakh rupees Super Series event, which not only offered a bigger purse but promised a 30 lakh rupee bonus reward for the eventual series winner at the end of the season. After the first 2 Super Series events in Ahmedabad and Cochin, Shubhankar Sharma was on the top of the standings. Following his 9th position in the season opener in Ahmedabad, he had earned his maiden professional victory in Cochin. The 17-year-old was red hot with his form, having grabbed the tied 3rd spot in Pahalgam ahead of this 50 lakh rupee event in Srinagar.
I'm very fortunate that I'm on the top of the leaderboard this time and I'm leading the Super Series. This season has been pretty good for me. I've been playing really well and I've been getting some good groupings. Every tournament I've been playing with some good players. I've been learning a lot. Like this tournament I talked a lot to Rahil. It was my first time playing with him. He's a great guy. So I think I'm learning a lot and I think my game is really growing from strength to strength compared to last year. I had a good season last year as well, but this year I think is pretty good for me.
Shubhankar's playing partner for the first 2 rounds, Rahil Ganji, was a contender himself after notching up 2nd place in Ahmedabad and 9th in Cochin. But the veteran, who had his sights set on the big bonus, was wary of the youngsters.
I think you need to play all of them to be on top of the list. But if we miss a few of them, I don't think any of us who are playing outside are going to win. And the youngsters, they're right on our heels.
Jyoti Randhava and SSP Chaurasia were the other big names in the fray, adding to the competition in the regular PGTI field.
You got to approach the tournament the same way you approach any other tournament, because you don't want to add any pressure on yourself. But yes, the Super Series tournaments and the initiative that the tour has taken with the Super Series, thanks to Avanta, is paid off. We've actually attracted the better players who don't play that much in India to come out and play. So yeah, if you want to win here or you want to be in the top 3, top 4, you got to play a high level of golf.
High level of golf was the demand of the tournament and the course, and the stars of the PGTI stood up for the occasion. Details after a break. Welcome back. 120 professionals and 6 amateurs teed off the first round of the Kashmir Masters at the Royal Springs Golf Course, and most of the players found the going tough. Om Prakash Chauhan, the winner of Pahalgam, sank 3 birdies and 3 bogeys for an even par round on day 1. As many as 14 players found themselves stuck with a similar card. Those ending the opening day even par included Rahil Ganji and Shubhankar Sharma, the leader of the Super Series points table. SSP Chaurasia was just a stroke in red thanks to 2 bogeys and 3 birdies. Manav Jaini, with a good showing on the back 9, was 2 under 70 after his first 18 holes of the tournament. He sank 3 birdies on the back 9, including this one on par 5-10. Ranjit Singh of Chandigarh justified his tied 13th finish in Pahalgam with a flawless round of 2 under as well. Jyoti Randhava, who started from back 9, made the turn level par. He too picked up his game on his last 9 holes of the day with 3 birdies, including this one on the par 4-6. 2013 PGTI champion Rashid Khan was flawless on the front nine with 2 birdies and sank 3 more on the 13th, the 14th and the 15th. This bogey on the 16th was the only blemish on his card of 4 under 68. Sri Lanka's K. Prabhakaran returned with a bogey-free round of 6 under 66. He sank 3 birdies each on both sides of the clubhouse. The leader at the end of the day was Chikarangappa. Starting from the back nine, the youngster from Bangalore made the turn at 1 under after a bogey and a couple of birdies. But he sank 5 consecutive birdies from the first through the 5th hole and then collected another one at par 5-7 for a total of 7 under 65.
I actually didn't start well in Pelgam first round. I shot 1 over, but in the last 3 rounds I shot 14 under. So the momentum has been just going on, and I'm pretty happy with my hitting. And over there, I think I was kind of a bit confused with my reading lines, and that's where I was lacking on not holding many putts. And probably these greens are suiting me more, and that's where I was able to putt well today and hold more putts.
Chika's sizzling performance had set the scene for a high-scoring tournament. As many as 28 players scored an under-par round on the opening day, and the top 10 on the leaderboard had a fresh look, with youngsters coming to the fore. Khalin Joshi was one of the youngsters making it count on day 1 itself. He was 2 strokes behind Chika with a round of 5 under 67.
I made 6 birdies, 1 bogey. I had a stupid bogey on the 12th hole, made a stupid error with a chip, left it. But on that, I think I had overall like a pretty good day. I'm happy with it. I'm looking forward to the next 3 days.
Returning from a wrist injury which kept him away from most of the major tournaments at the start of the season, Khalin has shown gradual progress this season. From 38th position in Cochin to 22nd in Nepal, he jumped to grab the 2nd spot in Pahalgam just days before arriving in Srinagar. That was his best finish on the PGTI.
I think my game is heading in the right direction. I've been working on it, so I'm just like my game is back. I feel my game is back, so I'm just looking forward to playing well, and I try to contend as much as I can.
After being India's top amateur for successive seasons in 2011 and 2012, the youngster from Bangalore turned professional in 2013 and made an immediate impact. He finished in top 10 in his very first professional event in Chandigarh and was even the joint leader with a score of 6 under 66 after the first round of his Asian Tour event as a pro in CSBI Open. He was earmarked for instant success, but as the year progressed, success looked farther and farther away.
I thought it was a very average year for me, and because I came off having a very solid amateur year before that, so I don't know, I just wasn't there mentally, and my game was very patchy last year. I had a few good weeks, and I don't know, last year was just not my year, I feel, and I've been working on it, so hopefully like this year. Then I started the year very slowly because I had an injury, and like now after the injury I've been working on my game, my fitness and everything, so I feel that my game is coming back, and I can see patches of what I had as like my last year's amateur, so I can see patches of that coming back.
Khalin finished 26th on the order of merit in his rookie season last year, when he was billed as one of the top contenders for being the Rookie of the Year. Worse, while the likes of Chika and Angad Chima got their maiden victories in their rookie season, Khalin finished winless. But that hasn't deterred the 21-year-old.
I'm not fighting against Chika or Angad or Shubhankar in that thing. I'm really happy for them. They're playing solid golf, but I'm not competing with them. I'm just competing. I'm just trying to do my best, and if my best is like was still to come, so I'm just going to wait for that. See, like this game is all about patience, and like more than this, like this circuit, this circuit is playing really good golf. Everybody's been very, very competitive, so it's just about being patient, just about trying to get 4 good rounds together, and more importantly, four rounds which are very consistent. I don't think like you can hurry up the things, and like if it's meant to be, it's meant to be. That's what I feel right now. It's just about playing good golf and hoping for the best.
Such a patient, level-headed thinking comes from years of hard work which Khalin has already put into this game. The game he picked up over popular choices like football and hockey.
I started playing golf at a very young age of 4. My uncle Rajesh Joshi, he introduced me to the game, and I don't know, for some reason just start liking the game very early. You know, like I started playing like serious golf at the age of 6. I played my first golf tournament at the age of 6, and like ever since I never looked back. So I was very fond of this game, and I played a lot of sports in school as well. I played football and hockey for my school, but I don't know, I just found this very different, very special. See, like this game I think is very, very humbling. You know, like where you can win 1 week and then the next 10 weeks you can miss the cut. So I feel that this game has taught me how to, just, like keep your head on your shoulders, like because but this can just like just put you down very, very easily. So it's just about, just about being patient and being humble and, just loving everything you do, I feel. And like that's the most important. I think the more you love the game and the more you love things you do, only then you're going to see results.
With that even-tempered approach, success cannot be far away from young Khalin. He has shown his potential already, being the only Indian golfer apart from Chika to have made the cut in the Asian Tour qualifying school final stage in Thailand earlier this year. Although he failed to make it to the next level, he hasn't taken his sights off the target.
Like now I can see this, like I can see patches of my game coming back. So I'm looking, first, trying to get some success in India, in home, like at home soil, and then I'm gonna go to qualifying school again next year, and hopefully, get my card there, and I'm gonna get on the Asian Tour as soon as possible, because I feel that I have potential of playing on the Asian Tour and getting some success there. But first, I want to see some success in India. But for sure, I'm gonna go to the Asian Tour school again next year, and I'm just looking forward to everything which comes. That's about it.
What was coming Khalin's way was the second round of the Kashmir Masters, which was to witness another young talent rule the course. Stay tuned for that and this after a break. Welcome back to Inside the PGTI. Round 1 of the Kashmir Masters at the Royal Springs Golf Course belonged to Chikarangappa, who shot 7 under 65 on the opening day. Khalin Joshi was close on his heels at 5 under. But the Bangalore lads maintained their dominance in Srinagar. Well, Khalin had a blazing start to the round, going 3 shots in the red on the front 9. The back 9, however, spelled disaster for the youngster, with 2 bogeys on the 10th and the 11th, and a double bogey on par 3-12. He recovered to finish 1 under for the round. Shikar did try his best to maintain his position on the top of the leaderboard. He gained 2 strokes with an eagle on the par 5 7th and came close to gaining more strokes throughout the day. He finished with a card of 4 under 68 for 11 under overall. Many others matched Chika's 68 on the second day. SSP Charasia made the turn at 2 under for the day and then added 2 more red scores to his card on the next 2 holes. His birdies on the par 5 10th and this one on par 4 11th brought him to 4 under. He sank another birdie on the 14th, which got cancelled out by an unlikely bogey on the 18th. Jovian Thava was a shot better than SSP in the second round. He fired 6 birdies on the day and dropped a shot just once for a card of 5 under 67, 8 under overall. The big guns were firing on all cylinders on the second day and no one fired better than Rahil Ganji. This birdie on the par 4-8 was his 6th of the day as he returned with a bogey-free card of 6 under 66. But even after this performance, the veterans were lagging behind the young Turks. Rahil's playing partner Shubhankar Sharma taught him a trick or two, shooting a round of 7 under 65. His round, which started from back 9, featured 7 birdies, this one on par 4-8 being the 7th.
Yeah, today was very good. I started with a birdie on the 10th hole. I teed off from the 10th, and then I made 3 more birdies in the back 9, so I was 4 under through 9. That was pretty good. And when you're playing so well, it's very important to keep the momentum going. and I think the next birdie I made was on the 4th hole, and then I made a birdie on the par 5 7th and the 8th. I could have probably holed a few more putts, but that's how the game is. I think I had a brilliant out today.
Like Shubhankar, Abhijit Singh Chadha also shot a bogey-free round of 7 under, but the young gun who made the biggest headline on day 2 was Rashid Khan. The 2013 PGTI champion teed off his round from the 10th, nailing an eagle and a birdie on his first 2 holes. His turn to the front nine was equally eventful. This birdie on the par 5 first and then a bogey, his only one of the day, on par 3 second. He went on to sink 3 consecutive birdies on the next 3 holes and bagged his second eagle of the round on another par 5, the 7th. With a count of 6 birdies, a bogey and 2 eagles, the 22-year-old from the Delhi Golf Club finished the day in just 63 strokes, equaling the course record of 9 under.
Yeah, it's always in my mind. I was trying to break the course record in my home course also. I shot 11 under, missed by 1. I think the course record was 12 under. So yeah, it's always in my mind. I just want to shoot a lower card, that's it. And whatever it is.
With a round of 68 and 63, Rashid was now in command of the leaderboard with 13 under overall, 2 strokes ahead of Chika. The other youngsters in the top 10 now were Shubhankar and Abhijit Chadha, tied 4th at 7 under overall, and Khalin Joshi at 6 under. The old hands had come to the fore as well, with SSP and Rahil featuring in the top 10, led by Jyoti Randhawa, 3rd at 11 under overall. Jyoti had a good time in Kashmir. Following his tied 5th finish in Pahalgam, he looked set for another finish high on the leaderboard. His good friend Digvijay Singh, however, failed to make the cut, which was applied at 3 over, leaving just 51 professionals to fight for the Kashmir Masters title. But this wasn't the end of his adventure in the valley. Done with golf, Digvijay replaced the gloves with a fishing rod and hit the banks of River Indus, looking in the clear cold waters what he couldn't find on the rolling greens. Some luck. Trout fishing is a new obsession for the adventure-crazy duo of Diggy and Jyoti, who have done everything from trap shooting to skydiving together.
Well, frankly, this is very new. Jyoti's been stung by fishing for a bit now, and I started just about 3 weeks ago. So he's been doing it for a while now, and we were in Gulmarg just the week before Pahalgam, and we caught 22 pink-spotted trouts.
No luck on the day for Diggy here as well. He failed to catch a single trout, and Jyoti was one up on his partner once again. Definitely a test of his patience, and perhaps even a lesson for him as well.
Jyoti's already one up. Nah, I haven't caught anything yet, but I'm hoping to get something really soon. Well, yeah, I mean, if I can do this well, I definitely can shoot some better scores there. My patience actually runs out a bit on me on the golf course. But I think I need to stick to this to get my patience going there.
As Jyoti, Diggy and the family fished around in the valley, the tournament entered its business end. Every stroke was going to be for money, and the youngsters were making the most of it. We'll tell you how the events unfolded in the second half of the Kashmir Masters in the next edition of Inside the PGTI. There'll be much more, so do join us again. For now though, goodbye.